a lot of artists have great intuition about what you need at the time, what people are feeling, what your honest expression is. So I find that that usually happens in a songwriting process for an album with one song, and it's usually one idea or one song that gets completed where you're like, okay, like this is the avenue. This is the real avenue. And then it starts to kind of shape up and you can kind of see certain things, but sometimes it even pops the other way. I mean, sometimes maybe it's a visual that starts the entire process or starts the theme musically, and the visual is there the entire time. And I think really great artists have scope over all of it. And it's when you're putting out a record, you're not handing like a company the music and telling them to take care of art, telling them to take care of production. You have to have like your hands over all of it to make sure it's, artistically the thing you want to see. So I think she obviously has a good sense of that and showed it again. I didn't listen to the whole album, but watched this video for Anti-Hero. I found it like raw and cool and honest and like lyrically pointed towards a problem that like a ton of people have and made in a relatable way. She's really good. Yeah. Even in one line, narcissism and altruism are in the same line. She's taking kids to the damn dictionary. Thank you, Taylor Swift. But I appreciated and it's something that immediately connected with me because as someone who's fought like depression and anxiety and things like that, like my whole life, when I became a musician, early on, you start to have this idea that like the battle you're on and the climb you're on is the cause for all your problems, And I remember vividly like not the day, but just the time in my life when I started looking around and going like, okay, I have exactly everything I've always wanted, everything I imagined, like I wanted this, I wanted this, I wanted this. It's right here. Why am I still miserable? And maybe worse than I was before. And it's strange because it's like you used to have this reason to be miserable, this very pointed reason. You're like, I don't have what I want. And then you get what you want and you're still miserable. And then you feel bad for being miserable because you're like, I actually have what I want. This is bullshit. Like I should be happy, And then you almost feel guilty for not being happy. And then it takes another step in development to start working through that shit. So I think I personally empathize with what she's talking about in this song and that battle with yourself as you go through things like that. And I appreciate it. And the middle of the video is funny as fuck, her as an old cat lady and, like over the corpse. Like I love that shit. She still has a sense of humor about it. She's still cool. I'm pro Taylor Swift.
Oh, you've always got to be pro Taylor Swift. Like I don't think that there's much of a choice there, but it's super interesting.
I mean, with you, you usually go anti.
No. Listen, I loved her in Amsterdam. I know not a lot of people saw that movie, but she was great for the scenes that she was in that movie. She was great. Her songs connect. So yeah, but it's kind of interesting in that 28 to 33 range where she has been these past few years. It's when you get to that thing that you were talking about where it's like, okay, like I've been on this journey to try to establish some sort of thing that I thought was going to be like the, like the purpose in life, the thing that makes you happy. But then it's not always what you think it's going to be when you get there. And then the ground can also shift under your feet. So it's a lot going on there. It's a lot going on in a pop sphere for her. So shout out to her.
Yeah, it's like in baseball. Your prime power years are 28 to 32 always, right. That's when you get it all together. When you figure out the mental and the physical at the same time. I think that's the trick.